The journey of Roman soldiers in Germania. The Roman campaigns in Germania were some of the most challenging and transformative experiences for the soldiers of the empire. Spanning several centuries, the struggle to conquer, pacify, and defend Germania exposed Roman soldiers to an unforgiving landscape, a determined enemy, and the limits of imperial ambition. Their journey, both literal and figurative, tells a story of discipline, resilience, and adaptation in the face of adversity. 1. The Roman soldier, backbone of the empire. Roman soldiers were the embodiment of the empire's power, trained to fight, build, and enforce Roman order wherever they were deployed. Life of a legionary. A typical Roman legionary was a professional soldier, committed to 20 to 25 years of service. They endured rigorous training, ensuring they could march long distances, construct fortifications, and engage in complex battlefield maneuvers. Adaptable warriors. Roman soldiers were renowned for their ability to adapt to different terrains and enemies. In Germania, this adaptability was tested as they confronted dense forests, marshy lands, and guerrilla tactics employed by the Germanic tribes. 2. The first steps into Germania. At Julius Caesar's forays. The journey into Germania began under Julius Caesar during his Gallic campaigns, 58 to 50 BCE. Roman soldiers crossed the Rhine for the first time, an unprecedented feat at the time. The Rhine Bridge, 55 BCE. Caesar's engineers constructed a bridge across the Rhine in just 10 days, allowing Roman forces to briefly enter Germania. This feat was a testament to the ingenuity of Roman soldiers, who could pivot between combat and engineering with ease. B. Drusus and the expansion, 12 to 9 BCE. Under Emperor Augustus, Nero Claudius Drusus led the first sustained campaigns into Germania. Roman soldiers ventured deep into the heartland, building forts and roads to assert control. Fortification and exploration. Soldiers constructed outposts along the Rhine and beyond, including strategic locations like Aliso. These forts were vital for supply lines and as bases for further incursions into tribal territory. 3. The hardships of Germania. For the Roman soldier, Germania was an alien and hostile land. The terrain, dense forests and vast marshes made marching and maneuvering difficult. Soldiers accustomed to Mediterranean climates faced cold, wet conditions that sapped morale and strength. Guerrilla warfare. Unlike the pitched battles Roman soldiers preferred, Germanic warriors relied on ambushes and hit-and-run tactics. The soldiers were constantly on edge, knowing an attack could come from any shadowed grove. Isolation. In Germania, Roman soldiers were often far from the comforts of Roman civilization. Supplies were stretched thin, and reinforcements were slow to arrive, making every campaign a test of endurance. 4. The Teutoburg Forest, 9 CE, a journey to disaster. The Teutoburg Forest campaign epitomized the perils of serving in Germania. The march, led by Publius Quinctilius Varus, 3 Roman legions, over 20,000 men, entered the Teutoburg Forest in autumn. The soldiers were weighed down by their armor, weapons, and the supplies needed for their long journey. The ambush. Germanic tribes, led by Arminius, attacked the Romans in narrow forest paths, where their formations broke down. Soldiers were picked off by javelins and overwhelmed in close combat. Over several days, the legions were annihilated. Survivors' fate. Few Roman soldiers escaped the slaughter. Survivors who were captured faced execution or enslavement, and their journey ended in ignominy. The massacre haunted the Roman military for decades. 5. Retaliation and redemption. Despite the catastrophe at Teutoburg, Rome did not abandon its soldiers or its honor. In the following years, legions returned to Germania to restore their reputation and recover the lost eagle standards. A. Germanicus campaigns, 15 to 16 CE. Under Germanicus, Roman soldiers embarked on a campaign of vengeance. The Rhine crossing. Soldiers braved the Rhine again, bringing with them siege engines and warships to ensure a steady supply line. Reclaiming the eagles. Roman soldiers fought fiercely to recover the eagle standards lost at Teutoburg, a matter of great symbolic importance. These victories, while not decisive, were a morale boost for the legions. 6. The routine of frontier life. For many soldiers, the journey in Germania did not end with grand campaigns, but with years of garrison duty along the Rhine and Danube frontiers. Fort life. Soldiers stationed at forts like Vindenissa or Mogontiacum maintained a strict routine of drills, patrols, and construction work. They built roads, bridges, and watchtowers, solidifying Rome's grip on the frontier. Cultural exchange. While the Germanic tribes were often enemies, there was also interaction. Soldiers traded with local tribes, learned their customs, and sometimes even settled in the region after their service ended. 7. Lessons learned. The Roman soldiers' journey in Germania was as much a story of failure as it was of adaptation and perseverance. Tactical evolution. The legions adjusted their strategies to counter Germanic ambush tactics, employing lighter equipment and scouting parties to navigate the forests more effectively. Fortifications became more robust, with greater emphasis on defending supply lines and ensuring the safety of troops in hostile territory. B. Psychological resilience. The soldiers who survived Germania carried with them stories of hardship and heroism. Their experiences shaped the Roman military ethos, emphasizing preparation and caution in dealing with unpredictable foes. 8. Legacy of the journey. The Roman soldiers' journey in Germania left an enduring mark on history. The limits of Rome. Germania symbolized the boundaries of Roman expansion. The soldiers' struggles highlighted that even the mighty legions had limits. Cultural blending. The presence of Roman soldiers in Germania introduced elements of Roman culture to the tribes, laying the groundwork for the eventual fusion of Roman and Germanic traditions in medieval Europe. A test of Rome's resilience. Despite devastating defeats, the Roman military adapted and endured, showcasing the professionalism and determination of its soldiers. Conclusion. The journey of Roman soldiers in Germania was one of trial and transformation. From the early days of exploration under Caesar to the bitter lessons of Teutoburg and the long years of frontier duty, these soldiers carried the weight of an empire's ambition on their shoulders. Their story is a testament to the endurance of the human spirit, the challenges of imperial conquest, and the ultimate resilience of Rome's military legacy. 9. The personal experience of a Roman soldier in Germania. To understand the journey of Roman soldiers in Germania, it is essential to look beyond the strategic and historical overview and imagine the life of an individual soldier. For a legionary, Germania was not just a battlefield, but a series of deeply personal challenges and experiences. Arrival in Germania. A young recruit arriving in Germania for the first time might feel both awe and trepidation. Leaving behind the familiarity of Roman towns and roads, the soldier would march into a land of dense, dark forests that seemed to stretch endlessly. The cries of unfamiliar birds, the rustling of unseen animals, and the constant threat of ambush kept nerves on edge. Cultural shock. Germania was unlike anything a Roman soldier from the Mediterranean heartland had seen. The harsh climate, with freezing winters and damp summers, contrasted starkly with the warm hills of Italy or the bustling cities of the empire. First contact with the tribes. Initial encounters with Germanic tribes would add to the mystique and fear. The tribe's appearance, with long hair, tattoos, and animal skins, combined with their war cries, presented an image of raw, untamed strength. Daily life in Germania. The life of a Roman soldier in Germania was a relentless grind of marches, fort building, and preparation for sudden attacks. The daily march. Soldiers were expected to carry their gear, over 40 kilograms of armor, weapons, and supplies, while marching 20 miles a day. In Germania, the muddy paths and uneven forest trails made every step a challenge. Building camps. At the end of each day, soldiers constructed fortified camps, castra, complete with ditches, palisades, and watchtowers. These camps were not just places to rest but essential for survival in hostile territory. Combat readiness. Roman soldiers trained constantly even in the midst of a campaign. Drills included practicing formations like the testudo, tortoise formation, and perfecting their use of the gladius in close combat. See the emotional toll. Serving in Germania was as much a psychological challenge as a physical one. The constant threat of ambush and the harsh conditions tested even the most disciplined soldiers. Isolation. Soldiers stationed in remote forts often felt disconnected from the wider empire. Letters from home were rare, and the vast forests around them could feel suffocating. Fear of the unknown. The Germanic tribes' guerrilla tactics kept soldiers in a state of perpetual tension. Even when no attacks occurred, the anticipation of danger eroded morale. Camaraderie. Despite the hardships, bonds between soldiers were forged in the crucible of shared adversity. The campfire became a place for storytelling, laughter, and moments of respite from the ever-present dangers.